Alright guys, I got my new motor, and the thing that I use the motor, or to fix the, to adjust the motor settings, I think. Alright guys, I got it open. This is a Surpass Hobby 4800 kV 2mm motor. I found that screw. It's on that thing. I'll get this open. I gotta clip my nails. This is the instructions. This is the motor. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Motor. It's got a little bit of weight to it. I'm excited to put it in there. New brushless motor. Sensorless ESC. I'm wondering if this is waterproof. I sure hope it is. There's that, and then this is the Google RC programming controller. Let's try to get this open. Everything's a little bit of a mess, so before I install it, I might... I don't want to cut any wires. So I got it open. This thing is just to program the motor. Surpass Hobby as well. Got all your different settings on there. You got start modes, max brake force, max reverse force, neutral range. I've been looking, it's 50% is normally what people go with. Low voltage cutoff. I'm assuming that's for lipos. I don't have a lipo right now. I'm still using this stock 7.2 volt nickel metal hydride battery, 1200 mAh. So I'll get this all set up after I clean up a little bit and give it a little run. Alright guys, so I got lucky and I found this last female connector from when I was changing out all my airsoft batteries, because I'm going to have to change this. I have to resolder it on so that it can fit on the ESC. One thing that I forgot to mention is we're going to stick the stock gears in there. So I believe this is a 61 tooth spur gear, and this is the stock 9 tooth pinion gear they're going to put back in there. So right now, or on this one, I had a 14 tooth and there is a 54 tooth in there, and I don't want to risk burning this motor out so fast, so we're going to just stick the stock ones in there. God, it zoomed in so close. So there's a stock motor. This is the new one. It's a little bit longer, but it also looks a little bit thinner. No? It's about the same, it's just a little bit longer. Alright, ran into a little bit of a problem. This thing is too small to fit on that shaft. So I've got to run to the hobby store and get a pinion gear that will fit on that shaft. So once I do that, I will be back and we will be in action. I'm just going to run this down there and see if they have a pinion gear that'll fit, or whatever gear it is that'll fit one of these. we give you these fancy little buzzers to get called in because they can only have 6 people in the store. That's all right though. There's 2 people ahead of me. It's 3:48. They don't close for another 4 hours. It is chilly. It's chilly, 15 degrees. Let's hope they have what I got or what I need. Okay, guys, a little bit of a problem with the motor. Oh no, don't want that right now. So I waited for like an hour. That's all right though. So this motor, I guess the shaft is too small or too big for all the pinion gears that they have at the hobby store that I go to. So I got one of these. It's a 1/8 bore, 12 tooth gear. And then I have this. So this sits right in between this and this. So when I get back to my house, I'm going to try and modify it, because with these little 1/18 scale Prerunners and Tetons, they don't really sell the parts for it. So let's get on the road and try and figure it out. Alright guys, we are back. We've got to modify this to fit on the shaft of my new motor. So the hobby store that I have in Alaska does not take too much care of these 1/18, 1/16 scale. They've got a bunch of stuff for the 1/10 and bigger, but nothing for this size. It's too much. So this thing is that size compared to the one that I just bought, which is this size. So we've got to figure out a way to make this fit onto a shaft that's a little bigger than this. So if we take our motor, try to slide this on there, there's a lot of wiggle room. Now let me cut this. So it was bent, so I had to cut the end off. Also, safety glasses are a must, because these cutting wheels on these cheap Dremels, I'm using a $20 Dremel, they're not good at all for you. So what I was talking about initially, what the gentleman showed me, is we're going to take this tubing, which fits on the motor shaft. Okay, so this is just a solid piece of tube. There's no flat spots in it like it's supposed to on the motor. It's got a little bit of a flat spot right there. So this fits on here. There's a little bit of wobble, but what he was telling me was to like crimp it down. I'm not going to do that because I have 3 of these tubes and these aren't going to be too long. But this fits right in here. So with this little metal, like, I guess you could call it a spacer, I'm going to cut it right there and shave it down, sand it, and then we're going to, first I got to see if one of these screws fit, because if this screw doesn't fit, then I'm screwed. And then we're going to put it on the motor and see if it works. So we've got it marked right there with the blue Sharpie. We're going to cut it, and then we're either going to keep that little extra bit or just shave it off. So I'm going to take this gear off of here, and I'm going to cut it. So we've got this little bit. It's kind of got some sharp edges, but that's going to hold the gear on. So we might not even have to. Okay. So now that we got that tube in there, a little bit sticking out, we're going to, damn it, I'm going to take one of these screws out from one of these other gears that I have and see if it fits in there. And look at that, it does. So we're going to take that, we're just going to screw it in there. I'm going to screw it down just a little bit. Aluminum's fairly soft. Yeah, see? Now I've got a little divot. So I'm just going to try and take it the easy route this time. I'm not going to try and dent it in or anything, because that should even it itself out. Yeah, that worked out actually a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to. I don't know if you can see that, but there's no wobble in it. And that screw is flush. So I think I'm going to sand this a little bit. Sand this outer part. So now that I know it works, oh man, I think we're in luck, boys and girls. That fits perfect. I'm hoping with how thick this plate is, it'll give it that extra room that it needs. So I'm going to take care of that, and then we're going to install it, because I'm excited, and I didn't think that was going to work. So not entirely flush, but I think that's flush enough. Like I said, there's a... oh, you can't see it from outside. Where the screw is, you can tell right there. It's created a flat spot now, like a crimp, that lines up with that flat spot on the motor. Alright guys, there's a little bit of room. Not coming in and out. It's a good thing. I'm going to finish this up, and then I will show you the product after. Okay guys, I just switched this back out to the original 64 tooth. Had to take apart this whole front end to get that gear in there. This will sit like this, and we'll be good to go. Alright guys, we got the motor and the ESC set in there. We've got the motor right now plugged into the little programmer. And we had to modify this. So I was going to screw it in, but there's a little dip in the center bracket, I suppose. So I didn't. I just kind of filled it in with some hot glue so it sticks in there hard or tight. Jesus. And then I put the switch on top of this, so I won't have to worry about it. Hopefully it doesn't fuck anything up. I'm kind of worried about that. I'm kind of worried about these axles twisting. But I guess that's all. Oh, Jesus. I guess that's all part of it, right? So now I'm going to chop this and put that other one on here, and then charge it up, and we'll take it for a spin. Alright guys, it's taken forever to get to this point, but we are ready to charge the battery. I don't have any heat shrinks, so for now I just put a bunch of hot glue on there, so hopefully that'll be fine. It'll waterproof it, so that's one of the things I was worried about. But we got it in there. It works. It's a hell of a lot stiffer than the brushed motor, but it feels like it's got a lot more power. So I'm going to get this battery charged up, and then we'll head out to a parking lot and give her a rip. Hey guys, me from the future. The video is getting a bit too long with installing everything and making sure it all fit right and this and that. It's almost a 20-minute video, and I'm not too good at editing. So I cut out a lot of what I could, but this is going to be the end of this video. And there is going to be a run video after that this video uploads, which I just recorded. So if you guys could please stick around and go and watch that video, then that would be great. It's a shorter video. It's about 5 minutes long, and I was hoping to make this one about 10-15 minutes maybe, but it ended up being around 20. So